magician? No. Mathematician. Yeah, Jude the magician. Ooh. As I predicted, I would cry in this book. This is the unfiltered, uncensored me of crying because I'm kind of destroyed right now, and I just wanted to finish like the last couple of pages of the Happy Year so I can give you an overall view on things. Yeah, and look at me now. So I peeked into the next chapter and I kind of just skimmed through the pages because I needed confirmation of what I thought was going to happen. And then the SD card was full. I'm sorry guys that I didn't finish filming my update last night, but I had to transfer everything onto my computer and that took some time, and in that time I was able, I don't know how, to calm down a bit, and I thought since I wanted to go to sleep anyway, it was better to just let it be and do it today. And I'm obviously a lot more calm, but I had really difficulty sleeping. I really had. Although I could calm down, I kept thinking about it and it came up every now and then. The Happy Years definitely was by far the best part so far. There was so much happening and so much that moved me. I cried so often throughout this part. I cried like when things were good, when things were not so good, when things were really bad. I cried through it all. I constantly cried because I was so moved by what was happening, and I also have the feeling that this was the part with the most character development from Jude and also from Willem. It left me kind of speechless at times. So we get the rest of Jude's backstory, which to be honest I couldn't fully emotional process. I kind of got the habit to separate myself in those parts because if I would have been there fully emotional involved with everything, I would kind of fly on the ground and couldn't stop crying, and I guess I will never be able to smile again. So I, not by choice actually, but it just, I did, like my subconscious was like nope, and that's enough, and I separated myself from that. Nevertheless, I still felt parts and I felt really sorry for Jude, and really honestly, like Willem kind of has the same point as I did, that how the fuck is somebody who has experienced so much shit able to walk and able to have a happy life. And I think if I were anywhere close to having experienced so many shit constantly and all the time, that I would probably have, I probably wouldn't be there, and I think I'm not the only one. So I am really like, okay, you know bad stuff has happened to Jude and you still like are really deeply moved by that, but the more you see, the more it really becomes a deeper feeling that you're so astonished. Actually, the other major part is that Jude and Willem get together. Ooh. I've said it all throughout this video diary before that I wanted the two of them together, that I felt that they had a connection, and it obviously wasn't just Yuri on Ice, it was also a given fact, and I'm so happy that they got together, and I'm so happy that Jude was able to open himself up to Willem even before. Right at the beginning he was like, he allowed him to cuddle, he they got close, they kissed, and they just became such an amazing couple that it was just so sweet, and I was crying for it when they finally were together, because it's kind of what I wanted for the whole book. But the happy years, there was a lot of bad stuff happening as well. We have Jude, who feels like he has to fulfill certain obligations in the relationship, although he doesn't really want to, and although he really loves Willem, isn't able to separate this certain part from his past, and kind of gets everything mixed up, and it's really not nice. At those moments I felt really down and really depressed, because I really wanted this relationship to work out. I have kind of had the feeling that Jude is kind of an exaggeration of basically humanity. Because let's be honest, we all lie, we all cheat, we all try to pretend somebody we're not to please others. Like in the job, you're like thinking something like screw you and say, yeah, of course I will do that. And that's just the basic thing, but let's be honest, we all also pretend in a relationship. Not in a way that Jude does, but kind of close. I believe there are people out there who have pretended to like certain like sex positions or stuff like that, or certain sex stuff that they actually don't, just to make the other happy. So it's like Jude is everything but magnified. So, and with this it becomes so obvious that this behavior is just wrong and not okay and not good. Actually makes me think that to stop being so, because I'm also like pretending and like not asking questions because I don't want to look dumb and don't want people to think not so nice things about me, and I try to stop just because of this character in this book. And on the other hand, I think that Willem also is a magnified version of the exact different somehow, because Willem first kind of is in a pretend state, like everything is fine, Jude enjoys it, although deep down he knows that Jude has been cutting himself more and more because he can't really bear the sex. And then when he comes to this one point and everything comes out of the closet, like literally out of the closet, then he becomes this amazing, accepting guy who like isn't fully happy with the situation, but he accepts Jude's opinion and Jude's needs, and kind of somehow gives a part of himself up to make the person he loves happy, and that is really nice. We definitely can all take a page from the Willem Ragnarsson book, because it's an admirable thing to do, and we should all try to be more Willem. There are those parts where you think this relationship won't work because there is no sex. When we have the scene where Willem is somewhere else with a woman, that makes our understanding of relationship like this isn't supposed to be the way it is, and that's not right, and you should be with your man, and like kind of cheating, but yeah, he respects Jude's wills. At times it seems that it's actually not a good relationship, like in those parts when we have Willem's perspective on that, and here and there little parts, but all in all you see that they grow, you see that they both evolve. I mean, Jude being able to tell Willem, Jude being able to let people close, Willem being able to accept Jude's wishes and to stand by him and execute them. So all in all, I think really this part deserves to be called the happy years. At the end, like seriously, I loved this couple so much, and we only had 200 pages with them out of 720. Like, we have 500 pages of everything else and only 200 of them together. And I want to say that in retrospect, the thing with JB that I kind of was mocking about earlier doesn't seem like bad at all, and I kind of like JB again. I always liked Malcolm, although he didn't really have an impact on me because he was not there so much. And I started to mark quotes because there were so many beautiful quotes in this part that I started to mark them, and I'm not a person who like marks quotes in their books, never ever. I write them in a separate book but not mark them actually in the book, but there are so many and they are so long. Also like this kind of cynical thinking of Willem that you only have like 3 to 4 traits that you can look for in a person, and you can get those traits in a relationship or you can get others, but you never are able to get everything. I also really like that, but mostly I think the quote that started is like you are Jude Francis, you are the friend of, you are a lawyer, you are a logician. I really love this part. It was by far the best. I was so emotionally in there, and I think from now on I will be emotionally in there. Shit. Like, seriously, are you out of your mind? The end of the part before the happy years, it was kind of obvious that Willem had died. It was really in a pretty pictured way, but me's me and I am to have confirmation. I'm still pretty upset and pretty sad, and I'm mourning, but it also gives me a lot of questions. I thought that Jude was going to die at the end of the book, and that Harold wrote the book kind of to raise Jude's life, and because he was talking directly to Willem, and now that doesn't make any sense anymore because not Jude is dead but Willem, so why does he speak to Willem directly and mentions Jude always as he? Does Harold die too and this Bryce is in heaven or something like that? I have no idea. Am I the only one who didn't get this foreshadowing of the last movie that Willem does in the last few pages of The Happy Years? I mean, of course I got this, that the movie The Happy Years and that the part is also named The Happy Years. I did get that, but not this entire movie synopsis is basically foreshadowing what is going to happen. Like, not in exact detail, but that Willem's character in the movie dies, and he dies way too soon, and then boop, Willem dies way too soon as well. And that's just kind of the short version. I think there's a lot more in this summary that actually fits quite well. For me, it was really good to kind of take a break from the book because I feel like I still really cried a lot, but I wasn't as destroyed as I would have been if I continued reading. Of course, I'm still sad, and I feel so sad for Jude, although he at times doesn't really behave the best, but I understand his grief. And at the same time I don't, because I have experienced grief, and I know that grief isn't easy and that grief doesn't go away, that you need time to mourn the people you love, but at the same time I don't at all understand how Jude feels, because I've never lost somebody so close to me, and I hope it will take many years to make this experience. But in general, I just wanted to go into the book and hug Jude for basically the entire part, and I can understand why he behaves the way he behaves and why he doesn't want to live anymore. And it was a difficult part to read, and I still like part 5 better, but in general I just love this book and I think it's a great book. There isn't really negative stuff, although Jude is really behaving like a first-class asshole in this part, in parts, and I think that's somehow in an extreme way how grief works, and I'm sad that I have only 20 pages left and then the book will be over, and I still don't want it to be over.
Reading impossible. Reading impossible.
If I thought I couldn't be more destroyed, I was wrong. I was devastated when Willem died, but although I predicted this throughout the whole book, I kind of changed my opinion in the last parts and hoped for Jude to survive. But his death, definitely, it didn't shock me, but it broke my heart because I really just fucking love this dude. I think he has become one of my favorite book characters of all time. I seriously wanted to jump into the book and hug him, and now I kind of want to jump into the book and hug Harold, because poor Harold. It is kind of weird that he talks to Willem, who is dead far longer than Jude. I would really, really want to hug him. And JB. Because I would be kind of lonely if I were him. On top of that, I'm really sad that the book is finally over, and I kind of just want to return to page 1 and start all over again and just read this book again. I wasn't expecting that these last 20 pages would destroy me like they did. It was emotional and emotionless at the same time, that we didn't see how Jude actually died. We know how he died, but we weren't there, and we were there the entire book when stuff like that happened, when someone dies, and now we aren't. I kind of would have wanted to be with him, but I think it is to kind of show how lonely he was in his last time. But that Andy dies, like that he dies from a heart attack, and that Richard has brain cancer, and that is like another punch in the face, and it's really sad. And they were such nice people, and I really liked them. I especially liked Andy because it is mentioned like kind of just right after. It feels like that Jude's death is kind of the impact that caused their deaths, although like that isn't really possible. It is hard to kind of put into words how much this book means to me, and I'm always kind of sentimental with books, and I cry really easily, but I have never had it before that I was like really extremely sad that the book ended and that I couldn't stay in the story longer. And I read it in over a month. I think it's also the best book in 2016 I read, and it will probably also be one of the best books I read in 2017. Well, Mime, I do understand why this is your favorite book of 2016. It definitely is one of my favorite books now as well, and I really hope you enjoyed this video series that I made for you so that we can better talk about it. I desperately really need to talk about this book now as well, because so please feel free to discuss down in the comments, to discuss with me. I really, like I said, desperately need someone to talk about this book. So Mime, hopefully you're watching this and hopefully you talk to me, because it's kind of your fault that I now need someone desperately to talk about this book.